Music saves lives. I wonder how many times you've heard that quote just today. But if you ask my 19-year-old self, I would say that music ruined my life. Growing up in my community, I was deeply inspired by hip hop and rap music. I loved hearing the story of Jay-Z making six figures on the streets before he ever recorded a song. And I loved hearing Lil Wayne talk about easily getting any girl in the world. These are my role models. I wanted to feel the joy and happiness that they so easily portrayed in music and displayed on my TV. I wanted abundance. I wanted fame. I wanted freedom. It didn't take long for me to realize in my early adulthood that the life that was being portrayed in the music I loved was not the life that would lead me to happiness and fulfillment. As an 18-year-old entering full-fledged freedom for the first time, I thought I knew how to reach the life of my dreams. It seemed simple. Buy, sell, have fun, and make sure the people around me knew who I was. But on my 19th birthday, the day that was supposed to take me one step closer to manhood led me to a jail cell. I was arrested for throwing a party on campus, and from that moment forward, I would never be the same. Today, I am joining you from Paris, France, where I'm building a company that will hopefully impact generations to come and guide many people to mental wellness. Through my own journey of mental wellness, I began documenting my process and creating content to lead others to positive transformations. My mess has now turned into my message, and now at 26, I have discovered that mental wellness can be achieved through a positive community, insightful resources, wise counsel, and fun, healthy experiences. If you've never met before, my name is Christian Brown, and it's an honor to be able to share on this platform. Big shout out to Chris Lafayette and the entire GatherVerse team for creating this avenue for education. The Metaverse can be both frightening and revolutionary, depending on the lens of the human who is entering the space. Personally, I believe that the Metaverse will allow for deeper global connections and ultimately lead to global healing that is good for all of humanity. I'm in Paris building a wellness startup called Blemish, and our goal is to create a virtual ecosystem where humans can unite, build community, and discover and retain mental wellness. An important element of mental wellness is the awareness of the chemicals in the brains and the triggers that cause them to come alive. One of these triggers is music. One of the first things that happens when music enters our brains is a triggering of pleasure centers that release dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter that makes you feel happy. Have you ever had an experience where you just received bad news and then you turn on a song and instantly your entire mood changed? That is the dopamine release. Last month, I had the opportunity to visit Cairo, Egypt. And if you go to my LinkedIn, you'll see some of the pictures. There were many, many crazy experiences, but there was one connection I made while I was there that provided a deeper understanding of the marriage between music and mental wellness. I visited a cafe in Cairo, and I say cafe very lightly. Coming from Paris, when someone says cafe, I think a nice ambiance, nice chairs, table, just a cool vibe. But this cafe wasn't exactly that. It was an area of open, undeveloped land, just dirt and rocks everywhere. There were luckily blankets and pillows filled with pillows filled with books for seating, and there were people serving hot tea and hookah, and the location was one of the highest points in Cairo, and it overlooked the city, so that part was kind of cool. But at this cafe, I met a guy named Bendeli. And Bendeli's a really cool Egyptian guy. He's in his early 20s. You know, he had good energy. He felt like one of my friends from home. But I noticed that he had a really big tattoo on his forearm, and it was a text written in a wavy font depicting a mix of Arabic and English. And so I asked him out of curiosity what it was, and he explained that the text said, "There is a light that never goes out." He then told me about a dark season in his life. It was a season where he didn't want to leave the house. He didn't want to talk to anybody. He didn't want to see anybody. He was depressed. And during this time, there was a song that he listened to every day. And he said that listening to the song carried him out of his depression. And so to remember his transformation, he wanted to get the lyric tattooed on his arm to remind him of what he accomplished. And now I know that his is just one of the many stories like that. And it makes me think, how can a song carry you out of depression? There has to be something powerful taking place internally as you listen to the song time after time. It made me think about a quote from Oliver Sacks, a British neurologist and historian. He said, "Music can lift us out of depression or move us to tears. It is a remedy, a tonic, an orange juice for the ear." But for many neurological patients, music is even more. It can provide access, even when no medication can, to movement, to speech, to life. For them, music is not a luxury, it's a necessity. For some people, music is not a luxury, music is a necessity. It's powerful. And the question then becomes, where does music and mental health meet in the metaverse? The Blemish team and I are trying to figure this out by intentionally creating an environment where people can experience music in a way that leads to mental wellness and healing. We are exploring many different options, and one option is partnering with music therapists to host sound healing and transformation sessions where they guide participants through breathing exercises with music to open chakras and deepen the flow between their inner and their outer selves. Here's just an example of what that could look like.
I invite you to just bring awareness to the natural rhythm of your breath. Placing your hands before your heart. And if you care to do so, gently close your eyes. And if you have any intention that you'd like to place, go ahead and do so. Bring it to your heart center and breathing from there. Just being open to relaxing, listening, and receiving.
A core element of our building process is research. One interesting fact that I learned through my studies is that during the end of World War II, hospitals started hiring musicians because they noticed that it was helping the mood of wounded soldiers. And soon, colleges latched on and started building programs around the same concept. So there are many studies about the marriage of music and mental wellness, and all things are possible. The only limit is our imagination. And so as we venture deeper into building the future, I invite you to join in on the conversation. I would love to hear from you. And you can connect with me on LinkedIn to chat deeper about this subject. Or if you want to just keep track of the progress of Blemish, we are building intentionally, we are building carefully, and we are building strong. Thank you for watching this, and I look forward to hearing from you. From Paris with Love. Enjoy the rest of the summit.